Hi everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel SK Tech. So in previous video we have seen what is the string in Java and how to create this string. We have seen like different types of this way we can create this string class, and also we have seen some couple of the methods, right? So these are some couple of methods here, well mentioned here: string, concat method, length method, caret, compare to, and compare to ignore case. I have already linked that previous video in this section also. So let us see other string class method available. So other string class methods are equals method. So let's go to the IntelliJ IDE and let's try to understand with the example. So what is the use of the equals method? So basically this method returns true if two strings are same. So let's say if we have a two string like string s1, let's say skTech, and string s2 equal to skTech. So how we can use it? First of all, we need to see the syntax. So here the syntax is like return type of the boolean type and method name is equals, and then it is expecting some another string. So how we can use it? We need to first create the boolean type variable. Let's say boolean b equal to s1 dot equals s2. So let's print it. So see the output, basically print the s. Let's print some statement also like equal s1 s2. So let's first run this program and then we will see the exact output basically. So you can see it is printing true. So it means that this method return true if two strings are same. So here string s1 and s2 both are same, that's why it is returning true. Otherwise it will return false. For example, if we have make like s1 is skTech and s2 is skTech1. So if you run this program, it is going to return as false. Yeah, and also you have to note down one point here about this method. This method is case sensitive, means we can use this method as s1 dot s12 equal to if both the case are different even though values are same. Let's say this skTech. So if you can see both values are same, but in the case wise this is in the different case and this is in the different case. So if you run this program, even though value are same, it is going to return as false only. So let's run this program and see. Yeah, it's returning true. So basically this method is useful if we want to compare the two string, and also we want to make sure that it is going to compare in a case sensitive manner. But if we have a requirement to compare two string and we don't want to care about the case sensitive, there is another method available in Java that is called equals to ignore case. So let us see how we can use it. So let's say these two strings are the same input. So let's create one return type. Let's say boolean b1 equal to s1 dot equals to ignore case and then s2. So basically if you see these two values are same, but in terms of the case sensitive matter, these are in the different case and this is in the different case. So if you use the equals method, it is returning false, right? But if you use the equals to ignore case, then it is going to return as a true only. So let's print some statement and see here. And let's print like b1. So if you run this program, if you observe the output, yeah, so it is returning true. So basically this equals to ignore case is going to compare the two string without caring about the cases. So let's see what are the next method available in this string class. So next method available in string class is start with, and return type of this method is also a boolean only. And again if you notice down here, it is expecting some argument. So let's see how we can use this with the simple Java program. So basically we can use it like, let's say two string is there, s1 and s2, right? So let's write the first return type. Let's say b2. For this we will use s1 dot start with s2. So basically what it is going to return, either it is going to return true or false based on, like this method returning true if the string is beginning with this substring. So to call this method, we use the format like s1 dot start with s2. If s1 start with s2, then it is going to return as true. Otherwise, it is going to return as false. And also noted that this method is case sensitive. It means that if you see this method is starting with the sk take, right? And this method is also starting with the sk take. So let's print this output and see, observe the output. So let's say we write like something start with s1 and s2, and the output is b2. So if you observe here, what it is printing, basically it is printing like false, because s1 start with s2. So both are same starting with s only, but this is also a case sensitive method, so it is going to compare like cases also. So if you make it like small k here, and if you run this program again, then it is returning true because both are is same. So this method basically used to check any of the string starting with the sum of the string. So let's say we have used here string and string only, right? We can also use like something like this in a real-time scenario, like let's say b1 s1 dot start with, let's say we want to check the s1 is start with the s or not, and then let's print this again. Let's say we have given like start with s1 and start with s or not. So let's print like b3 and let's run this program. So basically it is going to return as true only. Yeah, it's returning true because s1 string is starting with the s character only, right? That's what we are trying to check here. So this method is useful if you want to check any of the string is starting with some particular string. Here to the start with method, there is another method called and with method. So that is going to check the starting with the specified string or not. For example, let's say this string is the s1. It is, what is the value of that string s1? sk take. So let's check that this string is end with the h or not. So how can we do that? Similar to the start with, let's create like another statement, something like before, because the return type is of this method is also a boolean type only. So that method names ends with, let's say we want to check that s1 string is ends with h or not. So what it is going to print, basically in this case scenario, basically it is going to print as true only, s4. And here let's say we are checking with the h, so ends with h or not. So let's run this program and see. Yeah, so it's returning that s1. Okay, we have written like start only. Basically s1 ends with, just assume that this is and, so s1 ends with h, that is true, right? Because s1 value is sk take only. And also note that this method is also a case sensitive, similar to the start with method. For example, let's say this method is ending with the small h, right? And we were checking like capital H. So let's say we create another variable b5, and let's say we are checking like capital H and saying that s1 ends with capital H or not. So what it is going to print, basically it is going to print as false. Okay, I think we have printed some wrong variable here, so we have to print like b5. So let's run this program again and see the output. Yeah, so you can see that it is printing false because this method is case sensitive and we have checking like capital H, and but basically this string is ending with the small h, right? So this is how we can use these two methods, start with and with, if you want to check any string ending with sub character or not, or some sub string or not, or also any string starting with some string or not. Let's move ahead and see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is index of, and return type of this method is integer type, and also it is expecting another string here as an argument, right? So let's see how we can use that in the Java program. Let's create a simple another string, let's say s3, and provide some value, let's say hello Java. So let's first write the return type, like what is the return type here? Integer. Let's create like int index of, let's say io equal to s3 dot index of. So what is the input type it is expecting here? Some string, right? So let's say some string like s. Basically this method is going to call on a two different string, and what it is going to check basically, let's cut it from here and let's type it here. So what it is going to return is, like, let's say this string is there. If this string contains this string, whatever the string that we have provided, then it is going to return the position of that string, like where it is available. And if it is not available, it is going to return as a negative value. For example, this string s3 is having hello Java, it does not contain the string s, right? So it is going to return as some negative value, means -1. Let's print this output and see the impact. Basically method name is index of, and let's type the output here io, and let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you can see that output of this index of method, it is returning as -1. It means that in this s3 string, this string is not available, that's why it is returning -1. If it is available, it is going to return the position of that string. For example, let's say we are giving here as j, and let's run this program again and see the output 6, right? So what is the index? Let's calculate manually. So 0 1 2 3 4 5, that is nothing but the space, and then 6. So it is returning the sixth position available. Basically this method is useful to check but provided string is available on which index. If it is available in particular index, it is going to return that index value, otherwise it is going to return as -1. So -1 indicate that this string is not available in this particular string. So this is also a very useful method. Let's move ahead and see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is last index of. So basically the index of method is going to search from left to right and going to provide the output index value position, right? Similarly, the last index method is also going to provide the last index. So let us see how we can use it in our simple Java programs. Let's write this simple statement again, and let's give something like last index. So li, and let's say this is a string and method is like last index with j. So and let's print this output also, so to see that. So li, and let's concat with some statement like last index of. Let's run this program and see the output. So what it is returning, basically it is returning the last occurrences in this particular string. For example, let's say we are trying to check some particular string is available in on which of the position from the last. Let's say j is available in multiple places, so hello Java, Java, right? So it is going to check from last here and see from where it found that first time. So in this case, earlier it was printing 6, right? Because it was available 0 1 2 3 and 4 5 and 6 position. It is going to search in whole the string and it is going to see where it is available at the last. So in this case it is going to print like 0 1 2 3 4 5 6. It found that, but it will again check this is the last one, or is it also available in some other positions. So what is the use of the last index of? This method is similar to the preceding method, similar to the index of method only, but return the last occurrences of the substring that we have provided here in the main string. If this provided string is not found, then it is going to return as some negative value, that is -1, and if it is found, it is going to return it. But just note down that here this method is also a case sensitive. It means that, let's say, in this string we have given like hello Java and small Java, right? And we are searching like capital Java, so it is going to search and it is going to see like, okay, this capital J is the last in this string, right? Because small j is going to treat it as differently, so it is going to return this index. So let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so it is returning 6 only because it is available on 6th position, and this is treated as differently than this one. So this will be the last one in this string. So let us see if we have provided a small j. So what it is going to print? Yeah, so if you can see this small j we have provided, right? So it is going to search in whole this string. So it is going to search one by one. It found that j, but this j and this j is different. It is not matching, so it is going to search again, and it found in on this position, right? 6, here is the 6 one. So 7, 8, 9, 10, and on 11th position, that's why it is printing 11. Let's say we have another Java here, right? So basically this is not the last which we are searching. This one is the last, right? So if you run this program again, it is going to search and print that like 11 was there right here. So 12, 13, 14, 15, and 16. So it is going to print as 16 only. Yeah, so this method is useful to check where the expected string is available at last. So this is about the last index of method. Let's move ahead and see. So next method available in string class is replace method. So replace method basically is the return type of the replace method is string, and it is expecting character 1 and character 2 as an argument. It means that what are the string that we are going to call this method, it is going to replace in that string from this character to this character. So let us see and create some simple example here. So let's create a simple string. Let's say string s4. Let's create some string like this is a hen, and we are going to replace this h value with some other character like p. So how can we use that? So we will use like something s4 dot replace first character. So what character that we are going to replace? We are going to replace this h character with the new character, that is p, let's say, for example. So if you print this string, that is before replacement, s4, and after replacement, so let's store this value after replacement. What is the return type? That is string only. So let's write some string here, and let's say output op, and we are going to print here op. So let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you see here the output, what is happening here? Okay, so here is also a h and here is also a h. So all the h in this particular string has been replaced with the new character like p. So this is printing like tpis and then is a pen. So this method is useful when we want to replace some particular character with some other new character. Let's move ahead and go and see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is substring. So as the name suggests like itself, substring means it is going to return substring from the particular string. So how it is going to return? So first of all, the return type of this method is also a string, and it is expecting some position. So this position is nothing but the starting position basically. So there are different types of the substring method basically. First method is like, so let's create a simple example. let's say this is the S4 is an example, right? And let's create first output type. So let's say we have given out equal to S4 dot substring. So if you observe here, if you type substring here again, substring. So if you see that there are different types of the substring, this is called method overload. Basically the same method having different types of the argument, and also the number of the argument is different. We will see in detail what is method overloading and method overriding in later point of time. So let's see how to use that. So we have to use substring, and then we need to provide the position, right? So let's say we have provided like position as 3. So basically if you are using the IntelliJ, it is going to suggest also what is this position. So basically if you see here, it is written like begin index. So it means that it is going to give the substring from this string beginning from here. So this is 3, right? So where it is 3, 0, 1, 2 and 3. So it is going to return this part. So let's print this output and see. So system.out and print like substring with the one args is what is the output. So out. Let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you see, it is starting from 3, right? So 0, 1, 2 and 3. So it is starting from here to till end. So basically we have not provided the end position, so that's why it is treated like we want to print starting from here till the end. But if we have a requirement to get the substring from some position to some particular position, then also there is a same method we can use it, and we can provide the last index. Let's say we have given the output variable as out1, and starting from 3 to let's say 5. And if you run this program, you will see it is going to return from third index to fifth index. Yes, so if you see what is the third index, so basically 1, 0, 1, 2 and third, from here to 4 and 5th. So just note down here is that whatever the last index that you are providing, that index is going to be excluded basically. So we have provided 5th, right? So it is going to print third, 4th and 5th is I, but it is going to print till 4. It means that whatever the index position here provided, it is going to get the data -1. So basically if you provide like 7, let's say we have provided 7, so what it is going to return, let's say provide the second argument because we are providing 2 argument. So it is going to print like 0, 1, 2, 3. So from here 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Seventh position is the space, so it is going to print till here only. We will see in the output. So let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you can see, there is no space here. If you select this one, you can see it. So if you want to demonstrate again, let's provide the 8th position and run this program. So basically it is going to print like from starting position included, but the last position it is going to include -1. So basically 3 to 7 only it is going to print. So if you select this one, if you can clearly see here, there is a one space also, right? So basically it is printing like 0, 1, 2, 3. So from here 4, 5th, 6th, 7th till here. So this is the one that is printing here. So this is all about the substring method. This method is useful when we want to get the sum part from the main string. So let's see what are the next method available in string class. So this method we have already discussed, like from position to position, and the next method is to lowercase. So this method is useful if we want to make some string in a lowercase, if it is available on uppercase, or if it is already available in lowercase, it is not going to do any operations. For example, this string, if you consider this is a pen, right? Let's say we given pen. So this is a pen. So if you see, all are in the lowercase, but this T is on the uppercase. So if you write something like, say, what is the output return type? Return type is string only, so we'll write, so we'll need to write like string, let's say out to s4 dot to lowercase, right? And let's print this output. So out to, and let's write some statement here also so that it will be more visible, to lowercase. Yeah, so let's run this program and see the output. So if you can see, this method basically used when we want to convert all the character of the string into the lowercase and return that lowercase string only. So this string was already in the lowercase till here basically, but t was in the uppercase, so it has converted all in the lowercase. Similarly, similar to the lowercase, there is another method called to uppercase. So that is like in a reverse operation basically. So if you use this to uppercase, it is going to convert all the lowercase string into the uppercase. Let's write similar output here, string out 3 s4 dot to uppercase, and let's write the output also. So this will be 3 and to uppercase. Let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you can see, it has converted all the string into the uppercase. So this is useful when we want to convert any of the string into uppercase. So let's move ahead and see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is stream method. And what is the return type of this method is string only. And this method does not require any argument, similar to the two lowercase and two uppercase. So here we have not provided any argument, right? So what this stream method is going to do, this stream method removes spaces from beginning and ending of the string. If a string is written like, for example, let's say we have a string something called, let's say, s5, and let's say we have a string like sk tech, and here we have provided space and also here. So what it is going to do, it is going to remove all these beginning spaces and the ending spaces. So let's see how we can use it. So let's create some output string. So string out 4 equal to s5 dot trim, and let's print this output. 4, and let's write some statement here like trim. So if you will observe, it is going to remove all the beginning and ending spaces from this string. Yeah, so if you can see, it has removed all the spaces beginning from this string and ending from this string. But this method actually used only to remove the beginning and ending spaces. If we have the spaces in between of the string, that is not going to remove. For example, let's say skTech, and we provide like learn Java step by step, and here also we have provided some space, right? So if you run this program, you will observe like the middle of the spaces it is not going to remove. It is only going to remove the beginning of this string space and the ending of this string space. Yeah, so you can see here it has removed the spaces from beginning and from ending, but spaces in between available in this string, it is not removed, it is still as it is. So this method is useful when we want to remove any of these spaces, beginning of the string or ending of the string. Okay, so that's all about so let's move ahead and see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is getChars method. So this method is like something looks like complex. Return type is void. It means it is not going to return anything, and it is expecting like 4 argument, right? First 2 argument is integer type, and third one is character array, and fourth one is another integer type. So basically this method copies character from a string into a character array. So let's take an example and see, that will be more clear. So let's go to the IntelliJ IDE. Let's create a separate Java class so that it will be very helpful for us to understand. Let's give the name as string methods to char. You can give any name basically. I've just given simple name, and let's create the main method. So let's create first string, because this is going to perform on the string only, right? So str equal to, let's say some statement is there. Let's copy the example from the previous one. Let's say sktek learn Java step by step. Okay, and let's write some character array. So let's say we have created some character array like char ch square bracket equal to new char, and we need to provide some value. Let's say 20 we have provided. This is what we have learned in some of the previous video, right, in the array concept. And then we want to perform the operation something like copy from str into ar. So let's say this array name we have given arr, so that will be more meaningful. Starting from 7th character to 20th character. Okay, so how we can write it like here? So we can write like something str dot get char, and beginning, what is the beginning position that we want to give? Beginning position 7, and then ending position we want to give as 20. And where we want to copy, basically this method is useful to copy from string to character array, and from beginning position to ending position also we need to provide it here, so that from this string it is going to copy from this beginning position to ending position -1, similar to the substring we have seen. So what are the ending position that we are providing? It is going to copy the ending position -1. Okay, so this is third argument, right? So that's, let's say provide array, and then in this array let's say destination begin position is 0. And as you know, this method is not going to return anything. It means that it is going to copy from this string, from this position to this position into this array, and in this array is going to copy in the beginning position from 0. So let's print some statement like system array, and let's see how it is going to print it here in the array. Yeah, so if you can see, what it is printing here is learn Java st, right, and then something something something. So what is happening here is, if you count this character 7, so where it is available 7, 0 1 2 3 4 5 6 and 7. So starting from L, that's why it is starting from L here, and then 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15 16 17 18 and 19. Because we have provided 20, so it is going to give the ending position as whatever the provided position -1, so 19. So till here, I mean from here to here it has copied, and the remaining part it is printed like some value, right, some random value basically. So this is how we can use getChar method from the string class to copy some position from the string to character array. And we can also provide like beginning position. So if you can see, it is starting from 0 position, right? If you can provide here something like 5th, so it is going to copy into the 5th position. So let's run this program and see the output. Yeah, so if you see 0 1 2 3 and 4, so this 4th is some random character, and then from here to 20 and 19 character it has printed, and then remaining part it is printing some random character. So this is useful when in this character array some data is already present. Let's say in this char array, let's say array of 0 position, already some data is there. Let's say something like h. and in position it is having like something I, right? And we want to copy from this string to this character array beginning the position from 0 and 1 and 2. So second position, because two position, I mean first and second it is already available, we can give the third position. So third position is nothing but the 2 here, right? Because it is starting from 0 and 1 and then second position. So let's run this program and see the output. So you will see like it will print hi and then learn Java st, because we have given 20 here, it is going to copy till 19, that is available here. So you see hi learn Java st, and then remaining portion it has filled with some random character which is not visible in this console actually. So this is how you can use the getChar method. Let's see what are the next method available in string class. So next method available in string class is split. So if you see, observe the syntax of the split method. First of all, so this return type of the split method is string array, and it is expecting some delimiter. So this method is useful to break a string into pieces at place represented by the delimiter. So what will happen? Let's say we have an example like sktech learn Java step by step. This is the string, and we want to break it each of the string by spaces here. So these spaces will be treated as delimiter, and this of the each word it is going to store as a string array. So let's see how we can do it. Let's write in this class only. So let's go and write it like output was the string array. So how we can create the string array? Something like this: string square bracket str variable. So str we have already taken, let's say str arr string array, and then str dot split, and here we have to provide that regular expression that is nothing but the delimiter. So on which basis we want to split this whole string, that is we want to split based on the space. So we can provide like space like this. Okay, so it is basically expecting like string type, so it should be like this. So basically to print the array, we know that if it is a single type array, I mean single dimension array, we need to use single for loop to print it, right? We have already learned in the Java concept. If you don't know about this, just do check out my previous video in the playlist of Java 7. So let's see how we can do it. We need to use the any looping concept, let's say for loop, and then we need to provide the starting position, let's say 0, because array is starting with the 0 position only. So 0 I less than str dot, there is a method called length that is going to give the length of the string array, and then I plus plus. And how we can print it? We have to print the statement like print ln and then string array of position. So position is going to return with this I value only, so we need to provide here I, right? So let's run this program again and see the output. Yeah, so if you can see, this whole string has been splitted based on this space provide space delimiter that we have provided here, and it is stored in the string array, and we have printed the string array one by one. That's why it is printing sktech learn Java step by step. So this is useful method to break down any of these string based on some delimiter. So delimiter is nothing but the character that we want to break. So in our case here we have break based on the space. You can break any of the other character also. So these are couple of some important methods available in string class. So that's all for today's video. In next upcoming video, we are going to discuss about some other important concept of the string. So stay tuned. We'll meet you soon.